I don't think that was supposed to happen. Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming, I'm Chris Chappell. Today I'm apparently not playing The Day Before, since it's been removed from Steam. This was one of the most hotly anticipated games of the year. At one point, one of the most wish-listed games on Steam, even more than Starfield, which I still can't get to run on my computer. But now the reviews are in and it's overwhelmingly negative. Still better than that Walking Dead game. Created by developer Fantastic, The Day Before billed itself as an amazingly beautiful zombie apocalypse survival MMO. But after months of delays and scandals, including accusations of using unpaid volunteers, and a legal dispute that got the game temporarily pulled from Steam, The Day Before came out and it didn't quite live up to expectations. Instead of being an immersive MMO, the $40 Day Before release turned out to be a relatively simple extraction shooter with assets taken mostly from the Unreal Engine marketplace, and enough glitches to make even Todd Howard blush. But unlike a Todd Howard game, it didn't just work. It was bad, and not fun bad like Deadly Premonition. Fantastic has now permanently shut down and has begun purging videos from its YouTube page, with many calling the whole thing a scam, a mixture of unrealistic expectations and failed promise. If that's a story that sounds familiar to you, that's because it's the story of your life. Gen Xers and Millennials had access to opportunities no other generation in the history of the world had. We were promised we could do it all, be anything we wanted to be. Instead, we got student loan debt, 9/11, the financial crash, and 2 years of pandemic lockdown. We are the first generation set to make less than our parents. Our life expectancy is shorter, and home ownership? Just get in your pod and eat the bugs. Who knew Gohan would be the perfect symbol for our generation? Unlimited potential squandered, forever living in the shadow of his father. Yes, we grew up to be Gohan with Vegeta's hairline. Were we dealt a bad hand? Sure, but every generation has. The Great Depression, the World Wars, the Vietnam War, Jimmy Carter. That doesn't mean our generation needs to crash and burn like The Day Before, because there's another game we can take as our model. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, like The Day Before, had unreasonable expectations thrust upon it. Creator Sean Murray and Hello Games overpromised and greatly underdelivered. But rather than folding the way Fantastic and The Day Before did, the people at Hello Games took another path. Rather than taking the money and running, they sunk it into months of development, over the years releasing update after update, free to players, delivering on all the promises they made and more. No Man's Sky now sits at overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, turning what could have been a spectacular disaster into one of the greatest comeback stories in video game history. That could be your story. You could give up, the way Fantastic did, complaining about everything and not taking any personal responsibility, or you can do what Sean Murray and Hello Games did and overcome everything. Perhaps Li Hongzhi, the founder of the Chinese spiritual practice Falun Dafa, said it best when he wrote, "A wicked person is born out of jealousy. Out of selfishness and anger, he complains about unfairness towards himself. A benevolent person always has a heart of compassion. With no discontentment or hatred, he takes hardship as joy." So try taking hardship as joy and seeing what you can accomplish. Of course, not everything has to be a hardship. Some decisions can be easy, like the decision to smash that like button. And if you need help learning to survive economic hardship, there are plenty of lessons to learn in this video about The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming, and remember, the real enemy isn't zombies, it's giving.